Okay, first question is going to be for Willow. And again, if you don't have time to write these down, you can go on the video and you can get them and you can pause me, you can put closed captions and the whole 9 yards. Okay, why did the United States have any interest in Cuba that resulted in the Spanish-American War? Why were we even interested in what was going on in Cuba?
Because of the USS Marine, USS Maine ship there.
Okay, you're ahead of yourself. That's the next question.
Oh, the only interest?
Why did the United States have any interest at all in Cuba? Why was that ship even there? In other words, we'll get to the ship, but why did the United States have any interest in Cuba? Why do we even care about Cuba that ended up getting us in a war?
Is it talking about like the revolution?
Yeah, explain that a little bit.
How we were in a revolution with Britain, with Great Britain, and so when Cuba's revolution broke out, we were saying, well, we've been there before, and we need to help them.
And we felt like we need to help them, especially because of what was going on there during that.
They were treating Cuba really bad. They were putting in concentration camps.
Okay, so let me cut that. She's very close. So the answer I'm looking for, if you guys get done talking here, is the reason that why the United States had interest in Cuba is because during the revolution, before and after, Cuban citizens were being treated incredibly poorly. Okay, they were being put in concentration camps and just treated poorly. And so we were concerned about the treatment that those particular citizens were getting in Cuba and believed we should help free them from Spanish rule. So the answer I'm really looking for is the United States was concerned about the treatment that the citizens of Cuba were getting and that we wanted to free them from Spanish rule.
And weren't they like in ruins and starvation?
Yeah, they were treated terrible. So let's just make the answer simple. The United States was concerned about the treatment the people in Cuba were receiving, and we wanted to free them from Spanish rule. Okay? All right, Donovan. Now, piggybacking off of what Willow started with, what single event in Cuba resulted in the United States declaring war on Spain on April 11th, 1898?
They sunk the USS Oregon.
Okay, no.
No?
No, the Cubans sank the USS Maine. Remember the Maine.
Yeah.
And the answer I really want, because we were still under suspicion, right? No proof. You would put that the you would say the USS Maine was sunk in Havana Harbor as a result of an undetected explosion. Okay? The USS Maine was sunk to the bottom of Havana Harbor by an unknown explosion. So if you're having trouble getting these answers I want, they're right on the video and I will have them posted by the end of the day today. You can go right back on and get these, okay? All right, Logan. Who is the senator from Colorado that wrote a resolution to Congress making sure all foreign countries knew that the United States would not take Cuba after the Spanish-American War?
Henry Teller.
Henry Teller. Make sure you spell that right. T-E-L-L-E-R. It's on your ID sheet. Henry Teller. That's exactly right. Cassie, who was the United States naval commander who led Americans to victory in the Philippine Islands? Who was the United States naval commander who led Americans to victory in the Philippine Islands?
Theodore Roosevelt?
Nope, he was the Assistant Secretary of Navy and never fired a shot. He might have ordered this guy to, but
Oh, George Dewey.
George Dewey. Very good. Who was the United States naval commander who led Americans to victory in the Philippine Islands? George Dewey. Jamie, what was the name of the port city that the United States captured to end the Spanish-American War? What was the name of the port city that the United States captured to end the Spanish-American War? Santiago. Very good. Santiago. That was the name of the port city that the Americans captured to end the Spanish-American War? Santiago. Very good. Mhm. Haley, what was the name of Theodore Roosevelt's cavalry unit that captured that port city?
Rough Riders.
Rough Riders. Very good. What was the name of Theodore Roosevelt's cavalry unit that captured that port city? Rough Riders. Marcus, what was the name of the hill that port city, sat atop of? San Juan Hill. Very good. What was the name of the hill that the port city sat on top of? San Juan Hill. Nayeli Ramirez, give me one of the 3 spoils of war for the United States as a result of their victory in the Spanish-American War. In other words, the spoils of war is something the United States gained. Give me one of the spoils of war for the United States as a result of their victory in the Spanish-American War.
Puerto Rico.
They got Puerto Rico. There you go. Possession of Puerto Rico. Cesar, what else did they get?
On the Philippine Islands.
Very good. They got the Philippine Islands. And Shayla, what else did they get? The island of Guam. Very good. So the 3 spoils of war for the United States as a result of their victory in the Spanish-American War. Number 1, and that'd be in this order, Puerto Rico. Number 2, Philippine Islands. Number 3, the island of Guam. Dylan, who was the American Secretary of State who referred to the Spanish-American War as, quote, that splendid little war because of all the things that we got as a result of winning it?
John Hay.
John Hay. Very good. John Hay was the Secretary of State who referred to the Spanish-American War as that splendid little war.
So, here, you spelled B-I-D, right? That's how it's not spelled. Splendid.
Splendid. S-P-E-L-N-D-I-D. Splendid little war. Okay, moving on to Cody Nas. I want you to tell me one of the political candidates that ran for president in 1900. One of the presidential candidates in 1900. I don't care which party, just one of the guys that ran. Shoot. Boy, that's going to happen in a minute. What, do you see the election of 1900?
Yeah.
Did you see some names there? You don't see any names I put under there? Oh, really? Anybody? Give me one. Go ahead, Philip. Andrew? God, I haven't seen Philip in years. How long made me do that? Philip was like here my first years in education. Okay, Andrew, sorry.
William McKinley from the Republican Party.
Okay, William McKinley is exactly right for the Republican Party. Elizabeth, how about the other person that ran? Who did William McKinley run against? He ran many times. Lost every time. Was not a bad candidate. William Jennings Bryan.
So how come for some people it gives us a middle name and then for others it's just first and last?
This is kind of how what they went by. He went by William Jennings Bryan. Just like you go by Donovan Cook. All right, here's the next question for Nayeli Garay. Who assassinated President William McKinley? Who assassinated President William McKinley? Zolgash. Leon F. Zolgash. Doesn't sound like it's spelled. Starts with a C. Leon F. Zolgash. Okay, Colt, I want you to explain to this class what Theodore Roosevelt's father did after he was bullied at school by 2 classmates. What did he do? What did Theodore Roosevelt's father do when his son came home and said he was bullied by 2 classmates in school? Did he run up to the principal and chew the principal's butt? Or the teacher's rear end? Or did he take his kid out of school? Or did he spank his kid for not being tough enough? What did he do? You might have missed that. Anthony?
He made a gym for him and said.
Yeah, he built a
Oh, and that's when he
gymnasium.
started working on it, right?
Yeah, he built a gymnasium for him inside their home, so he could get stronger and overcome, what did he have, by the way? Asthma, yeah. So his father built him a gymnasium inside their home, very good. Zay, give me one of the 2 double tragedies that Theodore Roosevelt suffered on Valentine's Day, 1884.
His wife.
His wife died. How about the other one? Mr. Townsend? His mom died, yeah. Wife died and his mom died within hours in the same house. Okay? Ollie, who was Theodore Roosevelt's second wife? Who was his second wife? Who was his second wife? Alice was his first wife. Edith? Carroll, very good. Maddie? The construction of the Panama Canal was on time and on budget. How much did it cost to build that thing? $360 million. Very good. $360 million. Ray, my man, explain what happened at national parks after Theodore Roosevelt became president. What happened to the number of national parks in the United States after he became president? They doubled. Very good. National parks in this country doubled during the presidency of Theodore Roosevelt. Very good. Brody, what was the unusual name of Theodore Roosevelt's political party during the election of 1912? What was the unusual name of Theodore Roosevelt's political party? No, that was his administration. What was the name of his party? In 1912. Bull Moose Party. Very good. Bull Moose Party. Elizabeth, who tried to assassinate Theodore Roosevelt during the presidential campaign of 1912?
Don't know,
Well, how come you don't know?
because my internet wasn't working this evening.
So you're what?
My internet is not working this evening.
Well, that's better than saying, I don't know, because so don't you get somebody's notes?
I can't take other people's notes.
Oh, yeah, you can, that's okay. As long as you copy them down in your own hand. Marcus?
John W. Shank.
John W. Schrank. He tried to kill Theodore Roosevelt. Very good.
Yeah, John.
John N. Schrank. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I thought it was in.
Brady, who was eventually elected President of the United States after the election of 1912? Who was the winner of that election? Who became president as a result of the voters in 1912? Who was elected President of the United States after the election of 1912?
One of those guys.
Yeah, the last one on the right, who is that? Nope. Woodrow Wilson. Woodrow Wilson was elected president in the election of 1912.
So what number would we be?
Oh. 28. Okay, Logan.
Thank you.
How many big game animals did Theodore Roosevelt and his hunting party shoot during his year-long African safari? How many animals they shoot in that year? Big game animals. Many. Hundreds. How many big game animals did he shoot? Anybody? 296. 296 big game animals.
296.
And anybody, how did Theodore Roosevelt die at the age of 60 on January 6, 1919? What did he die of?
Blood clot.
A blood clot in his heart. Very good. A blood clot in his heart. There it is. There are the answers. You have the rest of the period to be nice and quiet and make yourself a really nice review sheet. If I was you, that's what I would do. I would, no use pulling all of your notes to study. You might as well write down these things and make yourself a nice study sheet and be ready to go tomorrow. We will meet in the Commons tomorrow and we will take this test. It'll be worth 100 smackaroonies. Unless you